This is Nick Nilsson, Mad Scientist of Muscle, and what I've got for you today here is a review of a pre-workout supplement from a company called Shifted. And this, as you can see, what the container looks like. Now, normally I don't personally take a lot of pre-workout supplements because I find a lot of them just jack up my nervous system. I went into this one wondering and questioning whether this would be the same, because the first thing I look for when I look at a pre-workout supplement is how much caffeine are they putting in this pre-workout supplement, because that's primarily what you're going to get with a lot of these. Now, when I went to that and I saw how much caffeine was in here, I kind of did a double take. It is 325 milligrams of caffeine, which is actually about the equivalent of 2 cups of coffee. Now, part of this is just regular caffeine straight up, and then there's also a delayed release caffeine, which supposedly helps kick in a little bit later in your workout. Now, that's normally more caffeine than I would start with in a pre-workout, but what I did is I started with a half dose just to kind of see where that would lie for me and how much that would affect me. I didn't find it really tweaked my nervous system, because as I was reading through some of the other ingredients here, I was thinking, okay, this has some stuff in here that's kind of going to temper the dose of caffeine. So you'll get the performance enhancing benefits of the caffeine, but without the nervous system anxiety and over tweaking of caffeine. And the primary ingredient that does that is theanine, or L-theanine. And what this does is it allows you to have the benefits of caffeine without the anxiousness of caffeine, essentially. So this is a good way to kind of moderate that. Now, as well, you've got a few other ingredients here that when I first looked at this, I thought, this is a research-based formula, because one of the things I look at in a pre-workout is citrulline. Is there citrulline in it, first of all, and is there a scientifically proven dose of citrulline in it? Now, that's what I gravitated to right after the caffeine, and what I did happily find is not only is there L-citrulline in here, there's actually 8 grams of it, which is what has been basically proven through studies to be an effective dose of citrulline. Now, if you're not familiar with citrulline, this is an amino acid that actually gets through your digestive tract and gets converted into L-arginine in the bloodstream. Now, you can take L-arginine orally, and a lot of it's going to get uptaken by your gut with your intestinal tract. It's a very big hog of that stuff. Arginine is excellent for expanding the blood vessels, vasodilation, which helps you get a better pump. Now, taking arginine is not the best way to do it. Taking citrulline to get arginine is the way to do it, which is because arginine then converts into nitric oxide in the bloodstream, which is what gets you the pump effect that we're looking for. So by including a really good dosage, the 8 grams of citrulline in this pre-workout, you're actually getting how much you should be getting in a pre-workout supplement. So you'll also notice when you taste this stuff, you will really taste the citrulline. The citrulline itself has a very sharp citric kind of taste to it. So you'll really get that when you try this stuff. So those are really a couple of the big things that I look for when I'm looking at a pre-workout supplement. So I'm happy to report that this supplement actually does contain good doses of all of those things. Now, creatine does have 5 grams of creatine, which is a good single-serve dose of it. It's not really necessary to have it in a pre-workout, because creatine is more effective as a loading supplement, meaning you need to take it consistently over time to develop a load of it in your muscles. This can be with a loading dose, 5 days, 4 times a week, or just taken over time. Over 30 days, you're still going to get the same muscle levels of creatine in your body as if you did a loading dose for 5 days. So that's neither here nor there. I actually do like to take creatine as a pre-workout, but it's not 100% necessary. I do like that they've included it in here. Beta-alanine is a good one for muscular endurance. It's not going to do a whole lot for very powerful short-term muscle contractions and strength, but it's going to help you be able to function longer and keep more strength as you go through a longer workout. Taurine, another good one for kind of moderating your nervous system, giving you some performance benefits while basically not cranking up your nervous system like crazy. So it's going to support your neurotransmitters and support your nervous system and your brain power, brain function while you're training, but it's not going to tweak you. Now, betaine anhydrous, this is another one that's, it could be good, it doesn't necessarily need to be in here. It's going to potentially help increase nitric oxide in your bloodstream. support the process. It's not as potent as citrulline as far as that goes, however. Tyrosine, another neurotransmitter support supplement, good one to have in here as well. There's a few other ones that, red leaf spinach extract, beetroot extract, these are good as well. These are going to help support blood flow and support your nervous system while you're training. Alpha GHC, GPC, this is one I'm not 100% familiar with, but it's phosphatidylcholine is the PC, and choline is, again, brain support, nervous system support. So as we go through here, a lot of these things you can see, they're basically supporting your nervous system and tweaking it, and not tweaking it, but increasing your nervous system activation, as well as blood flow and blood supply, which are two of the big things that are most important in a pre-workout. You'll also find some electrolytes in here, not a ton. There's Himalayan sea salt, there's potassium, there's some iron, there's some B12, some magnesium. It's not, I wouldn't really call this an electrolyte supplement. It does have some in there, but you don't necessarily want to rely on this for electrolytes. You can get a lot of those from nutrition. You can also take a more dedicated, so to speak, electrolyte supplement if you find you're lacking in that kind of thing. This has got some in there, so it's good in that respect. It's not going to hurt. It's not really a game changer as far as that goes. Coenzyme Q10, this is another good one that does support energy production in your body. You're not going to say, oh, where's my Q10? I need to take a pre-workout. It's good to have in, but again, not really a game changer. The big things that I find in this supplement are the caffeine support, so your nervous system doesn't get overexcited, and the good doses of vasodilators and blood support, essentially your blood and circulation support in here. Those are going to be the game changers for your pre-workout and for getting yourself ready to train. So take this, I'd say about 30 to 40 minutes before training. You want to give this stuff a chance to get in. Like for example, citrulline, it usually takes at least half an hour to start the process of getting into your bloodstream and getting the conversion into arginine going. So don't expect to take this and go straight into the gym and feel that major difference. So you want to take this a bit before, and that's the beauty of having the caffeine on the time release as well. It's going to start waking up straight away, the caffeine, but it's going to also continue to be active as you go through your workout. And then the endurance related supplements that are in here are going to help you sustain that as you go through your workout. Now, it's a big scoop, so it's not a small serving that you're going to get on here. Again, what I would recommend is start like I did. Start with a half scoop, kind of see how it goes, see how it affects you. If you find you're getting all of the basically pre-workout stimulation you need from a half scoop, stick with a half scoop, absolutely. I went up to a full scoop, especially before I do like a big high volume or high endurance type of workout, and I find this definitely makes a difference for me. It helps keep my mind in the workout and helps keep me going as I'm doing the training. For example, right now I'm training to do 500 pounds deadlifts for 50 reps for my 50th birthday in a couple weeks. Not all in one straight set, mind you, but a series of single reps. And what I've been doing is taking this stuff, a scoop of that, before each one of my higher volume workouts. I've been taking a different stuff with lower levels of everything else in my intermediate workouts, where I'm basically alternating, so I'm not jacking myself too much up for these medium workouts, but I am basically really priming myself for these more potent high volume workouts where I really need the extra help, both mentally and circulatorily, to get through those and to really get the most out of them. So this is, again, Shifted pre-workout. This one is Maximum Formula. They do have a couple of other, I don't want to say less potent versions, but that's kind of what it is. They have a little bit reduced ingredients levels on that, so you can still take a full serving, not get as much caffeine, not get as much citrulline. But for my purposes, I like to recommend, get the full stuff and just moderate your own dose as needed. So this is, again, Shifted pre-workout, and definitely one I would recommend you give a try if you're on the market for a good pre-workout. This is one that didn't rattle my nervous system and doesn't keep me awake all night, which to me is a big benefit, especially when you're training heavy and you're training hard.